Imagine a land where snow-capped giants pierce the sky, their slopes cradling traditions as old as time itself. A place where life moves not by the clock, but by the changing seasons and the ancient pulse of nomadic heritage. This is Kyrgyzstan, a jewel in the heart of Central Asia. Here, the spirit of millennia-old customs dances with the energy of the 21st century. But what if I told you that in this remote corner of the world, a way of life that seems untouched by modernity isn't just surviving, but thriving, and that it offers profound lessons in resilience and harmony? Forget what you think you know about the passage of time. Here, in the celestial mountains of Kyrgyzstan, the past isn't just a memory. It's a vibrant, living reality. Stay with us as we journey into a world where ancient traditions are the very fabric of daily existence. The name itself conjures images of epic landscapes and a history steeped in legend. And trust me, the reality doesn't disappoint. This is a nation shaped by its mountains. An incredible 94% of its land lies above 1,000 meters, dominated by the mighty Tian Shan and Pamir Alay ranges. These aren't just pretty backdrops. They're the lifeblood of the nation, influencing its climate, its culture, and the very spirit of its people. The Kyrgyz often call their homeland Alatu, the divine mountains, which says a lot about the reverence they feel for these majestic peaks. For centuries, these mountains have watched over the Great Silk Road. Ancient cities like Osh, which is more than 3,000 years old, were vital hubs for traders and travelers. You can still feel the echoes of this rich past in the layout of its cities and the diverse cultural threads woven into the Kyrgyz identity. But beyond history, the mountains are where everyday Kyrgyz life unfolds. They offer breathtaking views of snow-capped peaks that seem to touch the sky. Alpine lakes like Issyk-Kul and Songkol, whose turquoise waters mirror the vast heavens, and lush valleys called Jailus, a paradise for herders. The country is home to an amazing variety of plants and animals. Some estimates suggest it holds around 2% of the planet's known flora and 3% of its fauna. This makes its mountain ecosystems vital not just for Kyrgyzstan, but for the whole Central Asian region. These ecosystems provide essential resources like clean water and fertile soil, and they act as natural shields against disasters. But these precious environments are under pressure from environmental degradation and climate change. Challenges Kyrgyzstan is actively tackling through efforts to promote sustainable development and protect its biodiversity. It's no wonder these mountains draw adventurers, trekkers, and nature lovers from all over the world. They come to tackle challenging peaks, wander through pristine wilderness, and experience a way of life found in few other places. And with Kyrgyzstan backing 2025 as the year of mountain tourism, the focus on these natural treasures is only going to grow, highlighting the nation's commitment to sustainable tourism and preserving its mountain heritage. But to really get Kyrgyzstan, you have to look beyond the stunning scenery. You need to explore its culture, a culture tied deeply to the nomadic traditions that have flourished in these mountains for thousands of years. It's a journey into a world where hospitality is sacred, horsemanship is an art, and the rhythms of nature guide life. This is a land where the ancient and the modern aren't fighting, but are in a constant, beautiful dance. At the heart of Kyrgyz identity is the spirit of nomadism. For centuries, the Kyrgyz people have moved across the vast steppes and mountains of Central Asia, their lives a story of adaptability and strength. Key to this enduring lifestyle is the Baz-Ui, or Yurt. It's more than just a home. It's a powerful symbol of family heritage and the nomadic way of life. The yurt is a marvel of traditional engineering and art. Its design, a circular wooden frame covered in layers of felt, is perfectly suited to a mobile, pastoral life. It can be put up and taken down with surprising speed, essential for people who follow their herds to seasonal pastures. Building a yurt is a community effort, a wonderful dance of roles between men and women. Men traditionally craft the wooden lattice walls, karage, the roof poles, UUK, and the iconic circular crown, tunduk. Women, on the other hand, create the felt coverings, kiyas, and the vibrant, intricately decorated interior pieces like shirdaks, felt rugs, and tushkis, embroidered wall hangings. These crafts aren't just for show. They're stories woven and stitched, often inspired by the natural world, plants, animals, and the landscapes around them. Step inside a yurt, and you enter a meticulously organized space, reflecting both practicality and deep symbolism. Traditionally, The area to the right of the entrance, the Epchijak, is the women's domain, used for cooking tools and activities like childcare and crafts. The left side, the Yarjak, belongs to the men, holding their tools, hunting gear, and saddles. The most honored spot, opposite the entrance, is the Tor, saved for respected guests or important family heirlooms. At the very center is the hearth, the heart of the yurt, symbolizing warmth, family unity, and the universe itself. Look up, and the Tunduk, the circular opening at the top of the roof, isn't just a skylight or smoke hole. It's a potent national symbol, representing the family home, the link between generations, and Kyrgyzstan itself, so much so that it proudly adorns the nation's flag. The yurt is where all of life's big moments happen. Births are celebrated, marriages are blessed, and the departed are honored. It's a sanctuary of hospitality, where guests are welcomed with open arms and treated with the utmost respect, often offered traditional foods and the famous kumis, fermented mare's milk. This deep-rooted tradition of hospitality is still a cornerstone of Kyrgyz culture today. Even as Kyrgyzstan modernizes, the yurt holds on to its cultural importance. Many families, especially in rural areas, still use yurts in the summer when they move to the Jaylu, mountain pastures, to graze their livestock. Plus, yurt camps have become a key part of Kyrgyzstan's growing tourism sector, offering visitors an authentic way to experience nomadic life and directly support local communities. Villages like Kyzyl too are famous as centers of yurt making, where artisans continue to pass down this ancient craft, sometimes even showing curious travelers how it's done. The enduring presence of the yurt says so much about the Kyrgyz people's connection to their roots. It's a real link to their ancestors, a symbol of their resourcefulness, and a testament to a way of life that, while adapting to the modern world, refuses to disappear. It's a powerful reminder that home isn't just a place, but a feeling of warmth, community, and belonging, all wrapped up in its circular embrace. The philosophy of the yurt, with its smart design where every part has a job and its construction needing everyone to pitch in, even offers ideas for building sustainable communities. The story of the Kyrgyz people and the horse go hand in hand. An old proverb says, "Horses are the wings of the Kyrgyz people," and this feels just as true today as it did centuries ago. Horses were, and still are, vital to the nomadic lifestyle. They provided transport across rough terrain, were crucial in times of conflict, and even contributed to the traditional diet, most famously through kumis, the fermented mare's milk that's a national drink. Horsemanship in Kyrgyzstan isn't just a skill, it's an art form, a cultural cornerstone celebrated with real passion. From a young age, Kyrgyz children learn to ride, developing an almost instinctive connection with their horses. This deep bond is showcased in all sorts of thrilling traditional equestrian sports and games. These are more than just fun. They're a display of courage, agility, and the incredible connection between rider and horse. These games, often played during festivals and celebrations, have historical roots in training for hunting and defense, as well as in courtship and marriage rituals. One of the most iconic games is Kokboru, also known as Ulak Tartish. It's a kind of Central Asian polo where two teams of riders fiercely compete to carry a goat carcass, or a modern substitute, to a goal. It's a breathtaking show of skill, strength, and strategy, requiring amazing horsemanship and teamwork. Other games include Er Aunish, which is wrestling on horseback, and Kiz Kumai, or girl chasing, a playful yet competitive race where a young man chases a young woman on horseback. If he catches her, he might steal a kiss. If she outruns him, she gets to turn and playfully whip him. These events are a vibrant expression of Kyrgyz cultural identity and a testament to the lasting importance of equestrian skills. The Salburan Festival, for instance, showcases not only horsemanship but also traditional hunting practices like falconry with golden eagles and tiger and hound hunting. Beyond the thrilling games, the nomadic toolkit is packed with other traditional skills passed down through generations. Animal husbandry is naturally essential. Nomads have an intimate knowledge of their livestock, sheep, goats, cattle, and yaks, understanding their needs and the seasonal rhythms to make sure their herds thrive in the often tough mountain environment. This deep connection to their animals is a fundamental part of their livelihood and cultural identity. Hunting also played a crucial role in the traditional nomadic economy. Practices like eagle hunting or burkuchi show a remarkable partnership between humans and birds of prey. Though less common now, the image of a hunter on horseback with a golden eagle on his arm is still a powerful symbol of the Kyrgyz nomadic spirit. These hunters, through patient training, develop an extraordinary bond with their eagles, using them to hunt small game like foxes and hares. Competitions are still held to test the speed and accuracy of these magnificent birds and their handlers. The artistic traditions of the Kyrgyz people are also deeply connected to their nomadic heritage. Women, in particular, are the guardians of intricate handicraft skills. Creating shirdaks, colorful felt mosaic rugs, and tush elaborate embroidered wall hangings, involves careful work and a natural artistic flair. These items, often decorated with stylized designs of mountains, rivers, animals, and plants, aren't just useful. They're expressions of beauty, cultural identity, and a deep bond with the natural world. Felt making itself is an ancient craft, vital for covering yurts and creating warm clothing and household items. Visitors today can often watch or even try their hand at felt making, gaining a deeper appreciation for the skill and artistry involved. These enduring skills, from mastering the horse to crafting intricate textiles, are more than just traditions. They represent a profound ancestral wisdom, a way of living in harmony with nature, and a cultural resilience that has allowed the Kyrgyz people to keep their unique identity in a changing world. These practices are actively being preserved and promoted, making sure the echoes of the ancestors continue to resonate strongly in modern Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan's mountains aren't just rocks and slopes, they're sacred spaces, life-giving sources, and the very soul of the nation. With over 90% of the country covered by these incredible ranges, the landscape is a stunning tapestry of soaring peaks, sweeping valleys, and crystal-clear alpine lakes, each with its own personality and story. These natural wonders are essential to the nomadic way of life, providing the seasonal pastures, jaylus, needed for livestock, and they're increasingly becoming a sanctuary for those looking to connect with untouched nature. Perhaps the most famous of Kyrgyzstan's natural treasures is Issyk Kul Lake, meaning hot lake in Kyrgyz. It never freezes, even though it's surrounded by snow-capped peaks and sits at an altitude of over 1,600 meters. It's the second largest alpine lake in the world and the second largest saltwater lake after the Caspian Sea. Its deep blue waters, framed by the Tersky Alatu and Kumgi Alatu mountain ranges, create a breathtaking panorama that has captivated travelers for centuries. The shores of Issyk Kul are dotted with sanatoriums, guest houses, and yurt camps, making it a popular spot for both locals and international visitors looking for relaxation, water sports, and the therapeutic qualities of its mineral-rich waters. The area around Issyk Kul is also rich in history, with ancient petroglyphs found at sites like Cholpon Ata, offering glimpses into the lives and beliefs of past inhabitants. Further inland, nestled high in the mountains at over 3,000 meters, lies Songkul Lake. This is a more remote and wild spot, a true jewel of the high pastures, surrounded by vast rolling grasslands that serve as summer pastures for nomadic herders. Songkul offers an unmatched experience of solitude and immersion in nature. Just getting to the lake is an adventure, often involving a journey over dramatic mountain passes. Once there, visitors can stay in traditional yurt camps, see the daily life of shepherd families, ride horses across the expansive plains, and gaze at star-filled night skies far from city lights. The tranquility of Songkul, with its herds of grazing livestock and the distant shapes of yurts against the mountain backdrop, feels like stepping back in time. Beyond these famous lakes, Kyrgyzstan has a host of other stunning natural sights. Archa National Park, just a short drive from the capital, Bishkek, offers accessible yet dramatic mountain scenery, with chances for hiking, climbing, and picnicking among juniper forests and alpine meadows. The Jeti Oguz Gorge, known for its Seven Bulls red rock formations and the Broken Heart Rock, is another picturesque spot steeped in local legends. Altin Erishan, a valley famous for its hot springs, offers a welcome break for tired trekkers. For the truly adventurous, the formidable Peak Lenin in the Pamir Alay range presents a serious mountaineering challenge. These mountain sanctuaries aren't just visually stunning, they're critical ecosystems. Kyrgyzstan is home to a rich variety of plants and animals, including rare species like the elusive snow leopard, which is a national symbol. Recognizing how important these natural assets are, the country has set up numerous national parks and protected areas. Efforts are underway to promote sustainable and ecotourism, aiming to provide economic benefits to local communities while keeping the delicate ecological balance. Initiatives like the Kyrgyz Nomad Trail, a long-distance hiking route, aim to connect communities and promote conservation while offering immersive experiences for travelers. The Kyrgyz people have always lived closely with their natural environment, seeing nature not as something to conquer, but as a partner, a parent. This deep respect is reflected in their traditions and their understanding of the land. As the world increasingly recognizes the importance of mountain ecosystems and sustainable development, Kyrgyzstan's commitment to preserving its natural heritage, shown by its support for initiatives like the 5 Years of Action for the Development of Mountain Regions, becomes even more important. These majestic landscapes are truly a timeless treasure, a canvas where nature has painted its most awe-inspiring works. While Kyrgyzstan's heart might beat strongest in its mountains and nomadic traditions, its cities, especially the capital Bishkek, offer a fascinating look at how this ancient culture handles modern life. Bishkek is a city of contrasts, where Soviet-era architecture forms a stoic backdrop to bustling bazaars, trendy cafes, and the vibrant energy of a young population. Walking through Bishkek, you can see layers of history. Wide boulevards and imposing government buildings speak of its Soviet past. Yet, woven into this are distinctly Kyrgyz elements. Parks and squares are named after national heroes and cultural figures, and statues commemorate key moments in Kyrgyz history, including the Epic of Manas, the foundation of Kyrgyz oral literature. The city's grid-like streets and green spaces also subtly hint at its historical place along the ancient Silk Road, a route for trade and cultural exchange for centuries. Modern Bishkek is the country's economic, political, and cultural center. It's where young Kyrgyz come to study, work, and connect with the wider world. Here, global trends in fashion, music, and technology are eagerly adopted, yet there's also a clear pride in and a conscious effort to maintain cultural heritage. You might see a group of young people in stylish Western clothes heading to a traditional Kyrgyz music performance, or a modern office building featuring design elements inspired by Yurt patterns. This blending isn't always seamless, but it's dynamic and shows a society actively shaping its modern identity. One of the liveliest examples of this blend is found in the city's markets, or bazaars. Osh Bazaar, one of the largest in Central Asia, is a sprawling, chaotic, and utterly captivating experience for the senses. Here, vendors sell everything from fresh produce, spices, and traditional breads to intricately crafted kalpaks, the traditional white felt hat for men, colorful textiles, and modern electronics. It's a place where commerce thrives, but also where social interactions, bargaining, and sharing news are just as important. The bazaar is a mini Kyrgyzstan, a place where old ways of trade meet new consumer demands. The food scene in Bishkek also mirrors this fusion. Traditional Kyrgyz dishes like beshbarmak, a meat and noodle dish, plov, rice pilaf, and lagman, hand-pulled noodles, are easy to find from humble eateries to upscale restaurants. Alongside these, international cuisines and trendy cafes cater to a more globalized taste. The fact that traditional foods remain popular, even in the city, highlights their cultural importance. Cultural institutions in Bishkek play a huge role in preserving and promoting Kyrgyz heritage. Museums showcase archaeological finds, ethnographic collections, and fine arts. Theaters host performances of traditional music, dance, and epic storytelling. Festivals and cultural events like the World Nomad Games, though often held in more scenic spots like Isyk-Kul, have gained international fame. They celebrate nomadic sports, arts, and traditions, and build a sense of pride, especially among young people. These events are a platform to show Kyrgyzstan's unique cultural identity to the world and to ensure that traditional knowledge is passed on. What's more, there's a growing movement to combine traditional knowledge with modern innovation. You can see this in sustainable tourism, where community-based projects offer authentic cultural experiences while providing income to rural communities. Artisans are finding new markets for their traditional crafts, sometimes tweaking designs for modern tastes while keeping ancient techniques. There's also an increasing use of digital tools to document, preserve, and share cultural heritage, from epic poems to traditional music and craft making. The challenge, as in many cultures going through rapid change, is finding a balance, grabbing modern opportunities without losing the heart of one's heritage. In Bishkek and across Kyrgyzstan, this is an ongoing conversation, a dynamic process of adaptation and innovation. The Kyrgyz people aren't just preserving their past, they're actively weaving it into their future, creating a uniquely modern identity that's still deeply rooted in timeless traditions. Ultimately, the story of Kyrgyzstan is the story of its people, their resilience through historical shifts, their cleverness in adapting traditions to new realities, and their unwavering spirit that keeps their culture alive and well. Across the mountains, valleys, and bustling cities, individual Kyrgyz are the threads in this rich tapestry, each with a story that shines a light on the nation's unique character. Think about the shepherd families who continue the age-old practice of seasonal migration, moving their livestock to high-altitude summer pastures, or jailus. For them, this isn't some romantic idea from a forgotten era. It's a practical and sustainable way of life, deeply tied to the health of their animals and the land. They face modern challenges, sure, like getting education for their kids, dealing with fluctuating market prices for wool and meat, and the impacts of climate change on pasture quality. Yet they adapt. Some get involved in community-based tourism, welcoming visitors into their yurts, sharing their meals and their way of life. This offers a new income stream that helps sustain their traditions, and it's often a two-way street, fostering cultural exchange and understanding. Then there are the artisans, the keepers of ancient crafts. In villages like Kazil II, famous for yurt making, masters continue to build these iconic dwellings with skills passed down through generations. In Koshkor, women meticulously create shirdaks, their hands deftly turning raw wool into intricate patterns that tell stories of their heritage. These artisans face competition from mass-produced goods and the draw of modern jobs for younger generations. But many are finding creative ways to keep their crafts alive. They form cooperatives, join cultural festivals, and use online platforms to reach global markets. Their work isn't just about making beautiful things. It's about preserving cultural memory and making sure these skills don't die out. The younger generation of Kyrgyz also embodies this spirit of adaptation. Educated in a globalized world, they're often fluent in several languages and comfortable with technology. Yet many feel a strong connection to their cultural roots. After the Soviet Union collapsed, there was a period of readjustment, sometimes a gap in knowledge about traditional farming techniques in other areas. Today, there's a conscious effort to rediscover and revitalize these traditions. Young entrepreneurs are starting businesses that celebrate Kyrgyz culture, from fashion lines using traditional designs to tech startups developing apps for learning the Kyrgyz language or navigating tourist sites. They see their heritage not as a limitation, but as a unique strength. Challenges like declining youth interest in traditional practices are being tackled through community-led initiatives, educational programs, and by highlighting the economic potential of cultural heritage. Even in sustainable development and environmental conservation, the Kyrgyz people are drawing on traditional wisdom. For generations, nomads lived in a delicate balance with nature, understanding its rhythms and limits. Today, as Kyrgyzstan faces challenges like pasture degradation and climate change, there's a growing recognition that these ancestral practices hold valuable lessons for sustainable land management and resource use. Initiatives are popping up that blend traditional ecological knowledge with modern science to protect the country's stunning biodiversity and ensure the long-term health of its mountain ecosystems. The government and various organizations are also playing their part in supporting these efforts. Programs for sustainable tourism development aim to preserve natural and cultural heritage while boosting regional economies. There's a focus on strengthening state tourism policy, improving infrastructure, and promoting Kyrgyzstan as a unique destination for cultural and adventure travel. The goal is to make sure that tourism directly benefits local communities and helps preserve the very traditions that attract visitors in the first place. These stories, from the shepherd on a remote Jailu to the young entrepreneur in Bishkek, paint a picture of a nation that's both dynamic and deeply rooted. They highlight a people who have weathered huge historical changes, from tribal groups in the Silk Road era, through Russian colonization and Soviet rule, to independence and the challenges of building a nation. Through it all, they've kept a strong sense of identity, a profound connection to their land, and an amazing ability to adapt and innovate. Their voices tell of challenges, yes, but more powerfully, they speak of hope, resilience, and the enduring power of a timeless culture blending harmoniously with the rhythm of modern life. This journey into the heart of Kyrgyzstan is just a peek into a world overflowing with stories, landscapes, and a vibrant culture that keeps evolving. What part of Kyrgyz life fascinates you the most? Is it the resilience of the nomads, the artistry of their crafts, or the breathtaking beauty of the celestial mountains? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what resonated with you. And if you're captivated by unique cultures and incredible destinations, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We have many more journeys like this one to share, bringing the wonders of the world right to your screen. Your support helps us continue to explore and tell these important stories. Kyrgyzstan, a land cradled by the celestial Tian Shan Mountains, offers so much more than just stunning views. It presents a living story of how ancient nomadic traditions can not only survive but thrive and adapt in our fast-paced modern world. From the intricate craftsmanship of the Boz Yurts, which stand as symbols of family and heritage, to the exhilarating displays of horsemanship that echo centuries of nomadic life, the Kyrgyz people hold a deep reverence for their ancestral ways. We've traveled from the high alpine pastures of Songkol, where the rhythms of pastoral life continue much as they have for generations, to the vibrant streets of Bishkek, where Soviet-era architecture meets the dynamic pulse of contemporary Kyrgyz society. In every corner of this remarkable country, we find a harmonious blend, the old and the new, tradition and innovation, the serene beauty of nature and the resilient spirit of its people. The Kyrgyz respect for nature, born from a life lived in close touch with the mountains and steppes, offers profound lessons in sustainability and environmental care, especially as the world grapples with climate change. Their commitment to preserving their cultural heritage, from the epic tales of Manas to the delicate artistry of Sherdaks, is an inspiration. It shows how a nation can embrace progress while cherishing its unique identity. As Kyrgyzstan continues to find its way in the 21st century, it does so with a quiet strength, drawing wisdom from its past to build a future where its timeless culture and majestic landscapes are not just preserved but celebrated. It's a testament to the idea that heritage isn't a dusty relic, but a living, breathing force that can shape a vibrant and hopeful tomorrow. The journey through Kyrgyzstan reminds us that some of the most profound connections to our history, to nature, and to each other are indeed timeless. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of life in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan.